pulmonary disease, arthritis, autoimmune. So again, this talk could be depression, neurological, because if we fix inflammation, not only just fixing your heart, but what did I say, what else gets better? Everything gets better. I'm not just focused on your ankle trying to rip it up, right? Everything gets better when you come in here and follow these protocols. And so again, heart disease. The cause of heart disease is inflammation. You do it to yourself. You're doing things that causes your heart over time to inflame, and that's where all those blood tests show up, that you're causing inflammation. And again, here's what a normal artery should look like, right? And that cholesterol number can be super high. And again, you can have a really swollen, inflamed artery causing plaquing and blockage, and your cholesterol numbers can be perfectly fine, or their normal range. It has nothing to do, it has all to do with inflammation, right? Or say inflammation. So, what is the first thing that causes inflammation? Food. Food, okay? Sugar, grains, refined carbohydrates. You know what refined carbohydrates are? Anything in a box. Oh man, he didn't talk about that, didn't he? Because again, what's the shelf life? Right? If it's not rotten in 2 weeks, it's not food. Put it in a freezer, okay? So again, sugar causes increase of blood sugar, insulin levels, grains. What do you use to fatten a cow before you kill it? Corn, grains. Again, you know why they have to harvest cows before 5 years of age? The cow? Because the cow will die of chronic disease. That's why you never see 10-year-old cows or 7-year-old cows, because the cows, if they keep feeding them that stuff, they get cancer, heart disease, coronary heart disease. They get the same thing we get. So they harvest them when they're good and fat at the right time, done. Because if you keep them around any longer, that's when they shut, the bones get brittle, they shut down. Okay? Not good. I know, poor cows, right? Well, look at it. Go to the nursing home and see. Yeah. Or it's okay. Cows have really bad health insurance. That's a problem. Cortisol and insulin contribute to the following. Increase what can cause inflammation. Again, damage to the cells, your arteries, plaque buildup. So again, these things are what's causing. These things are the hippos. Your diet is the hippo. We need to change that. Most of you are working on that. Okay? And if some of you are still on the fence going, well, I still have to have my, well, okay, there's a hippo right there. There's a hippo in your house. All right? So get to the cause. Cholesterol issues, the hippo is inflammation, and again, that comes from medications, sugar, grains, and toxicity. Okay? That's what's causing your heart to be brown grass. Blood pressure issues due to stress, can be physical, mental, emotional, or nerve related. Stress, stress. Hippo, right? Hippo sitting on your nerves, pinching them, right? That's the problem. Get to the cause. So that's what we do in this office here. It's what I do with my family. Things to avoid, medications. Why? Because they cause inflammation on the heart, and the longer you take it, it takes your heart from green grass to brown grass to dirt. It's been proven. Okay? It's not. It's managing. None of the medications help turn you to green grass. They help you manage your brown grass as you go down the road to dead grass or dirt. And then wheat, right? Wheat belly, grain brain. You guys are studying all this stuff. It has a cardiotoxic effect on the body. The wheat today you eat is not the same wheat they fed you in the Bible. It's completely different. It's been GMO'd, modified, homogenized, and calcified, whatever you want to say, right? Wheat is not your friend. It has a cardiotoxic effect on your heart, and not just the first Big Mac, right? It's all the different breads that you've had over the last 20, 30 years that has a negative effect on your heart, your blood pressure, your cholesterol. You're feeding them, okay? And again, what do we do? So what do you do to make your body go back to green grass? Not just your heart, but what? Everything. Well, first of all, how you think. Do you think how you think matters? What do you think? Some of us just think ourselves to death. Some of us are really good at worrying. My dad, the reason why he has heart disease, professional worrier. Wasn't happy unless he's worried about something, right? How they pay for the lights in these things. I can't. Is that real wood or not real wood? How long? Where are all these people living? They just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Oh, you know my dad, don't you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how? My dad, who cares? well, you know, somehow, how are you going to learn anything if you don't watch me? You know, stuff like that. Not that I've ever said that to my kids. My thing is that my point is that we really have to watch about what we say, what we think, because that's where it starts. We have to give ourselves a break. And one of the things I help you do by being your doctor here is help you, create an environment where these can unplug and come in and start to work on those things. And I will remind you who you are, whether everybody out there makes you want to forget about who you are, right? Because you're made for you're green grass. You're a child of God. You're made to be strong. You're made to be blessed and be a blessing to others. That's why you're here. Okay? You're not here to be sick and miserable and take as many people with you as possible. Okay? Nerve supply. I'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to maximize your thoughts. We're going to maximize your nerve supply. We're going to maximize nutrients. We're going to maximize oxygen and lean muscle. And we're going to minimize toxicity. And when you begin living this way, the hippos go away. And if you don't have any hippos, do you have any reasons for high blood pressure? No. Do you have any blood? Does your heart stop attacking you and the hippos go away? Yeah, they do, right? So, and again, scientifically, what that looks like is this. Again, the power that made you heals you. You made your heart. You made it sick. You can make it healthy, whether you knew it or not. And so, we have to look at chronic emotional stress. Why? Because that will increase your cortisol and stress hormones. We just learned about that, right? We have to watch about what we eat, chronic metabolic stress, because your food is causing inflammatory foods and vitamin deficiencies, which makes your heart go from green grass to brown grass. Is this making sense? Are you with me? How are we doing, Coach? Good? Yeah. Okay, good. Where's the price of admission? Good. If you're not exercising, again, exercise is essential. It's not an option. You have to move. If you don't move, again, sitting is what? The new smoking, right? If you're sitting for longer than 3 hours at a time, that has just as much negative effect on your heart as smoking does. So they say. And then toxins, right? The very thing they're telling you to eat and to do to prevent heart disease, pain relievers, statin drugs, is causing heart disease. And disease, not just the heart, but guess what? Everything else, right? When you eat that Krispy Kreme donut, it doesn't just attack the heart or attack your hips. I think it does, right? But it attacks everything, okay? And again, chronic stress on your spine, autonomic nervous system dysregulation. It's a big word. Basically, your nervous system makes you go from green grass to brown grass, okay? So, what's the first step? Is your food, right? We have workshops coming up. I'm on a mission. We're doing everything we can each week to help you get a hold of this food thing, all right? So, again, breakfast. What should breakfast look like to help your heart be healthier? Give me some ideas. Eggs. No, not eggs that have cholesterol, right? But eggs actually are good for you if you're not allergic to eggs. What about oatmeal? What's oatmeal? What's toast? Wheat. What does that oatmeal causing? Inflammation.
You mean steel cut oats?
Steel cut oats. If you have heart disease, steel cut oats, Cheerios, all that stuff, Special K, not your friend. If your blood pressure has not gone down yet, or your numbers haven't normalized yet, and you love your steel cut oats, you may need to break up for a while, 30, 60, 90 days, and see what happens. I love eggs, but some people are allergic to eggs. I don't know if I'm allergic to eggs or not. I hope I'm not, but I don't know. The thing is, if you're not going where you want to be, you're not there yet, you really need to look at everything. Grains cause inflammation. Can you eat grains raw and have a health benefit? Absolutely. But if you're still having heart issues or any kind of health issues or chronic inflammation or pain issues, you need to look at everything. Nothing is sacred, okay? Especially grains, right? Because we don't know how the grains are made, how they're produced, how they're chopped. Or even if the eggs, make sure the eggs are farm raised, not made in a plant, right? Okay. So again, we have recipe books. In this metabolics book, really good recipes for breakfast. Power shakes, eggs, leftover from dinner, lots of good veggies, good healthy grass-fed meats, fish, good fats. That's what we want. And again, we could be here tonight. I'm not going to be here. I don't want to be here all night. But we have workshops. Matter of fact, on April 4th coming up, which is like, wow, April's 2 weeks, right? We'll walk through all of this here, okay? But this is what you should be eating. Newsflash, I need to learn more to yourself about what this looks like on a daily basis. I can help you with that. We have books, we have workshops, we have videos. So we have all kinds of stuff to help you just realize, wow, maybe that may be one thing I change. Okay? Now, if you don't do this, are you a bad person? No, not at all. It's your choice. It's your choice. Okay? The next thing is recipe night coming up on April 13th. And again, we have sign-up sheets over here. We have flyers over here. But we're going to have new recipes. Everybody say Yahoo, new recipes. Because you've mastered all the old ones. But we're going to have recipes that you can make. Bring it here. We're all going to eat it. And everybody will leave with their heart healthier than when they walked in. And their belly will be full and they'll be happy. And I will do a talk on how to avoid sugar cravings and how to beat the sugar monster. Okay? Which you can never hear enough. Right? Okay. So again, if you're guests, I don't just say, here, figure it out. I want to help walk you through it, right? But I want to give you hope of how you're going to get better. Because if you're still taking all your medications and not doing anything else, that's not going to get you there, right? So we got to talk about this. So recipe night will be really fun. We're going to help us eat our hearts healthy. So do they have the half sheets, Leah?
All half sheets are right there.
Okay. So they need all those. How are they going to sign up if we don't get them filled out? So hand them out to everybody right now. So again, recipe night. You're going to get a card just a minute. You're going to put your name and email address, first name, last name, email address on it. And as I go over these things, you're going to check off. Yep, I want to come to that. Okay? Now, what are my choices telling my body to do? Well, again, you have to know whether you're going into brown grass or you're going to green grass, right? I mean, sometimes you feel fine. You don't know where you're going, right? So we have been working really hard on developing ways to know you're at brown grass here and not here. That'd be a good idea? And if we don't change something, or you're working really hard, are you actually going towards green grass, or are you going towards dirt?
Green grass.
Because how many people, and I'll talk about in a minute, marathon runners thought they were what, healthy, and then what happened to them? They dropped dead of a heart attack, right? Oh, that didn't work. And people eating organic, eating really healthy, right? Because I used to think if I went to the health food store and bought cookies there, I could eat as many as I wanted because they were from where? The health food store, right? They wouldn't sell me anything for $10 for Pete's sakes. It would make me sick and unhealthy. And so again, how do you know whether your eating plan's working? How do you know if you're not taking too much or not enough vitamins? Okay? Some of you are taking way too many vitamins. And the wrong ones, they're not even doing anything, right? And how do you know that you're moving or living in green grass? Well, here's the cool thing. There are signs that we can tell which way you're going. Okay, one would be an x-ray of your spine. The other one is we call an LRQ. It's a life risk questionnaire. Okay, everybody have their card? So look at your card real quick. Before you fill it out, you can fill it out later. You're going to check a box. If you haven't done your LRQ yet, then you go online. There's 100 questions, and it's going to show me if how you're living is making green grass or brown grass. And you're going to get a score. Now the score is a score. Are you in crisis or are you in good health? That's what the score is going to be, right? And then our goal is whatever that score is in 60 days will that score go down. And in 60 days will that score go down. Because if that score goes down, that means you're making the right choices, and that means you're going to green grass. And that LRQ is very, 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 very picky. It's very picky. It doesn't lie. It doesn't pull any punches. Don't get mad at me. It's your score. Right? And again, we watch it, and we look at it, and if that score is not changing, then I'm going to go, okay, what's going on here? Then I know, right? I'm doing everything you said, Dr. Harvey. Oh, no, you're not. Because I'm not even doing everything I say. And if I'm not doing everything I say, right, I still eat on the run. I'm still doing things on that LRQ. I'm not doing, It's like, then I know you're not doing anything. Now you're doing a better job. But that's what the LRQ is. So you can check that box. I want to take the lifestyle risk questionnaire free. It's free. Yay, yay. And it's really cool. So fill it out. Okay? And then we'll be able to find out where your health is at and keep going, get you better. Here's the things that LRQ focuses on. Are there any vitamin deficiencies? Do you have any blood sugar imbalances? Is there any inflammation going on? Oxidative stress, toxicity, gut issues, hormone imbalance, fatty acid imbalance. again, issues with these lead to brown grass or brown grass heart or brown grass health. If you have issues here, right? So if you're thinking stinking, if you're not getting adjusted, if your diet's not working, you're not exercising, you're taking toxins, those things here attack these 8 things, and when these 8 things go bad, that's what makes the body fall into brown grass and into dirt. Does that make sense? So we're able to test upstream. Upstream testing means if I'm rowing my boat down the river, and at the end of the river is Niagara Falls, when would I want to find out? 100 yards from Niagara Falls or upstream, right? So if I can turn that boat around upstream, then I don't ever have to go over Niagara Falls, right? That's why I love the x-ray of the spine. That's why I love the LRQ test, because it helps us see in a very affordable way, right? We're not about taking $1,000 worth of testing, and then you flunk the test, and what do they give you? Massive amounts of medication. You've already, you bet. It's just not working that way. It's very cost effective, and it works. And that's what we're doing. So one of the things that we look at are B vitamins. There's say B vitamins. Because if you're deficient in B vitamins, vitamin deficiency, then that's what makes your artery sticky. That's what makes your homocysteine levels off. So if those blood tests are off that I talked about earlier, it's not that, okay, they're off, I need medication. No, they're off because you're not doing something. Your body's deficient. One of the things you can be deficient in is B complex. When your B complex levels are low, then your homocysteine levels are high, and that's why homocysteine levels lead to heart issues. That when your homocysteine levels are off, you're 4 times more likely to have a heart attack. Not high cholesterol, but high homocysteine. Why? Because you're deficient in something your heart needs to be healthy. And again, green grass arteries, B complex. When you feed yourself the right kind of B complex, B vitamins in food, green leafy vegetables, grass-fed beef and meats, or supplement it with the nutrition, that begins to make your arteries slippy or healthy, which makes them slippery, and then you start reducing arteriosclerosis. See how that works? Do we take vitamin B to treat clogged arteries? No. The reason why they're clogged is because they're deficient. So what are they deficient of? It may be low deficiency in B vitamins. We take those, and that makes us healthy. So it doesn't just unclog your arteries, it's going to have a health effect over everything, right? And so, again, decreased carotid artery, they measure your carotid arteries, right? And if they're full of plaque, what do? You're going to go to scrape them out, and then you got blood clots, you got all kinds of stroke. It doesn't work, right? And again, that's what we love, methylated B complex, to help decrease the buildup of plaque, and then clean them out and reverse it. So you want to reverse this disease process, reverse the curse, reverse the plaque, then we got to get brown grass going to green grass. And one of the things I use is the B complex. And again, after you do your LRQ, that gives me a hint that that's going on, and then we go through a muscle test session to find out whether you need it or not, and we go from there. Okay? Some nutrients, yeah, you need. Okay? How much do you need? We work on that. We figure it out for as far as testing. Okay? And again, everything we have tonight, product-wise, is 15% off. Cool? You get a good savings. Now, what else can I be taking? What else can I be doing? Well, your heart needs energy, right? I just don't have the energy. My heart needs more. I'm tired all the time. Well, if you're on statin drugs, we know your CoQ10 levels are low, which affects depression, affects your sex hormones, affects your brain. So you're no longer going to have any energy for anything. You're not fun to live with either, right? You don't even like yourself. Well, the problem is probably because your CoQ10 is low, because you've sabotaged yourself. And so what can you find it in? Beef, chicken, fish, broccoli, cauliflower, nuts, and various seeds. If it's deficient, it's linked to high blood pressure, angina, arrhythmia, and heart failure. Again, this heart was made to love you and take care of you. But if certain nutrients get low, then it's going to attack you, right? You get hangry, right? I get hangry. You know what hangry is? You get so hungry, you get angry, right? Your heart gets hangry because it wants the CoQ10. So again, studies have shown, wow, people had chronic heart failure. Why they have chronic heart failure? Because the CoQ10 was low. Let's give them a bunch of it, and wow, it's safe, improves symptoms, reduces major adverse cardiovascular events. Isn't that cool? See, I have an issue. The more blood pressure pills you take, the sicker you are. The more CoQ10 I take, the healthier I am. I'm kind of going to try the CoQ10 first. And then do the right kind of testing, right, to see how I'm doing. Is my heart going back to green grass? Well, then I'm doing something that's working. Okay? And again, that's why I love our CoQ10 with lipoic acid, because lipoic acid helps crosses the blood-brain barrier, and you get 2 powerful antioxidants to help your body begin to heal, begin to make the hippo go away. And it has major positive effects on cardiovascular disease. So that's the second thing. B complex is good for your heart, to feed yourself, and CoQ10. Now, vitamin D levels. Okay, where's the best source of vitamin D? Sunshine. But you were told the sun is what? Bad. And don't go out in the sun, right? If you do, what do you put on your skin? And you ever read the back of the bottle of your sunblock? It's a warning label on it. It's toxic. So the very thing that you need, you can't get up because you're told it's going to make a bad map. Now, I'm not saying go out there and sunbathe. Well, maybe one person can go out and sunbathe. Minimal clothing exposure. But she's in the back there. My point is that I used to joke, I used to tell, is that when you want to get sun on your body, the maximum skin exposure is the best, between the hours of 12 and 2. Okay? So, vitamin D levels had twice low vitamin D levels. Again, they say, wow, people take all this medication and their heart's still going poopy, sorry. The heart's still going bad. But look at this. They have low B vitamin deficiency, they have low CoQ10, and they have low vitamin D levels. Wow. And look at these folks. Their heart's fine. What do they have that these folks don't have? Oh, their B levels are high, their CoQ10 is high, and their vitamin D levels are above 70.
Those are people that tend by bulbs.
You know what? It all depends on the vitamin D levels. It's a whole different talk. I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of it though, because it's artificial sun. But they say there are some sunlight bulbs that, again, I don't know yet. That's still still out on that. I'm still leaning towards the sun though.